So are you feeling, confused or overwhelmed with the thousands of different things that we're told daily? Do this, don't do that, eat this, don't eat that. Well, if you are, don't worry about it. You are not alone. The rest of us feel that way too. So today's video, I'm going to try to break down 5 simple things to remember while trying to lose weight. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time landing on one of my videos, my name is Stasia and my channel is all about health and weight loss content following a whole food, plant-based diet. So last night I was browsing Reddit entirely too late. I'm a night owl, so I don't even want to get into that. And I was on this health forum and just seeing all these different debates between people on there about, the do's and the don'ts in a plant-based community. And it was overwhelming and, it was very eye-opening just to see how confused a lot of us are. And I was just thinking to myself, it's so much easier than this. And the easiest thing you can do is to try to actually just keep it simple. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 different things that are super simple things to remember that anyone can be doing if you are on a health and weight loss journey. So before we jump into those 5 things, just wanted to throw it out there that if you are in need of any more oil-free, whole food, plant-based recipes, whether that be delicious sauces and dressings or just oil-free recipes in general. I know summer is around the corner and I know a lot of us are trying to crack down a little bit tighter on, our health and weight loss goals. So if you are in need of any more oil-free recipes, then all of my recipe weight loss ebooks are on sale right now for 60% off to the first 10 people by the time I release this video. If you're interested in grabbing a copy, then that link will be posted in my description box below. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing I want you to think about when you're trying to lower the overall calorie density in your meals is think about water. Now, not water in the sense that you probably think I mean, yes, most of us could serve to drink a lot more water in general, but right now that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about thinking of high water content foods. Just think about that for a second. Think of fruits and vegetables and how water rich they are. So when we think of, tons of different fruit, apples, grapes, tomatoes are technically a fruit, cucumbers, those are all full of water and super, super low in calories, along with a lot of our vegetables as well. A lot of them are high water content foods. Now, the second thing I want to point out is the same is true when it comes to how we prepare our potatoes. Now, most of you might not even think of potatoes as a weight loss food, when in fact they make as an excellent weight loss food. Potatoes have just got a bad rep because of the things we put on those potatoes, but the potatoes in and of themselves are actually excellent for both health and weight loss. So even though most of us love French fries, I'm not going to deny that I don't either, and we have found a way in the whole food plant-based community of actually eating these French fries in a much, much healthier way, in an oil-free way, and that's simply by air frying them or even roasting them in the oven. But when it comes to weight loss, if you really want to maximize, the benefits, then the best way to prepare your potatoes are actually to boil them, because you're going to be retaining all of that high water content that potatoes naturally have. When you air fry the potatoes, you're actually dehydrating them, removing the water from them, making them a little bit more calorie dense than their cousins, the boiled potatoes. And of course, I think this one probably goes without saying, but I'll say it just in case, always choosing fresh fruit over dehydrated fruit. Because again, you're really increasing the calorie density of the fruit once you remove the water from it. So always choose fresh fruit over dehydrated fruit. Okay, so the second thing that you can do to reduce your calories if you're trying to lose weight is just to choose simple foods versus meals. So an example of this would be, just bake a sweet potato or 2 or 3 sweet potatoes instead of making a whole fancy sweet potato casserole. I find that it's a lot less tempting to overeat if you're just eating, kind of more simple versus something that tastes like really, really good and might have a ton more ingredients and the calorie density might be higher. Now, again, this is specifically just, to target weight loss goals. This is not to say eat this way forever. I think making some really over-the-top delicious meals once in a while are also very nice to have around. But just for the sake of day-to-day eating, you don't always have to have it complicated. Just just a simple potato with some broccoli on the side, or, sweet potato with the salad on the side is good enough. The third suggestion would be to always have a nice big pot of non-starchy soup around. And I talk a lot about soup, but it is truly a good tool for weight loss, just because if you're making a soup filled with those non-starchy vegetables that are only about 100 calories per pound, then you basically can eat as much of that soup as you want to, and you never have to worry about it. But the key for me always is already having that soup made so that it's just easy, to grab out of the fridge when you're hungry, or you can even make it and then, individually package and freeze it so you can just pull it out as you need it, because something like soup can take a little bit longer. And when you're really, really hungry, having something convenient and ready to eat is always the way to go. So that's actually one of my foods that I like to prep in the beginning of the week. And sometimes I end up making a second pot during the middle of the week as well. Just depends on how fast we eat it up. But always having a pot of soup on hand is really, really handy. And I think I said in one of my last videos too, especially even for those nighttime cravings, or if you are genuinely hungry, but you don't really want to have something super heavy before you sleep, then eating a nice bowl of soup is also the way to go, because you'll get, that satisfied, full feeling without the heaviness of, a heavier meal. Okay, so my fourth suggestion would be by bulking up whatever your meal is by using vegetables. Now, of course, not just any vegetables. We're talking about non-starchy vegetables, those vegetables that are only 100 calories per pound. You can stuff those babies basically in any meal that you want. So even if you're having, let's say, like a nice heavier chili, you can put that chili on top of a bed of greens, whether that be some spinach or some romaine lettuce, whatever your green of choice, it doesn't really matter, but you can actually, really fill that bowl out nicely by adding in some non-starchy vegetables. Sometimes when I'm putting together some kind of meal, like a soup, or like I said, a chili, or anything like that you can think of, or even smoothies for my kids, I'm always looking for ways to add in more vegetables. Not just for weight loss, although obviously that is a great weight loss tool because you get more bang for your buck, but also from a health standpoint as well. I'm always looking for ways to sneak in those extra vegetables, so it's kind of a win-win on both sides. By bulking out your meals with non-starchy veggies, you're actually reducing that overall calorie density of the whole entire meal. So this is an excellent strategy to help lose weight. Okay, and lastly, I just want to talk about dressings. So for those of you who have my oil-free sauces and dressings recipe book, for me it is, it's incredible. I refer to it all the time myself, just because I have not memorized every single recipe of mine, but I absolutely love having one or two sauces and dressings at all times in my fridge ready to go. So one trick with those recipes are, if you are not eating nuts, or even if you are, but you still just want to lower that overall calorie density of a dressing, try swapping out any nuts for beans. Now, I'm going to be honest in saying that it doesn't taste exactly the same, but I would say that it's a pretty fair swap. I find that white beans are the easiest ones to replace with, just because they have a little bit of a milder taste. But yeah, beans are really an incredible food that, in my opinion, are a little bit underrated. You can definitely swap out any type of high fat and add beans to it. And in fact, I even do that sometimes in my kids' smoothies. And for those of you who have my recipe ebooks, you'll see some of those starchy smoothies, and please let me know in the comments if you've tried them. Can you taste the beans? Because I wanted to scream it from the mountaintops, like, no, you can't, but they're in there, right? And beans add a certain level of creaminess without the added fat. Not to mention, you're also getting a ton of fiber that's going to keep you full. All right, everyone, so that's all I have for today. Something funky is going on with my voice, so I don't want to drag this video out too much longer, but hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would really appreciate if you help me out by giving this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you are not subscribed to my channel, but you also are on a health and weight loss journey, following a whole food plant-based diet, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I would love to have you stick around. Don't forget to check out my book sale. Link will be in the description box below. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.